Welcome to the live Wicks Talk Show, a place where real conversation sparks inspiration. Join us as we dive into real stories, creativity, and moments that shapes us. Let's get into it.
We welcome you to Live Wicks. We want you down here on the show. We welcome you to Live Wicks. We want you down here on the show. Just take a minute, come down and interview on the show. Oh yeah. Just take a minute, come down and be a part of the show. Oh yeah.
And welcome to the live Wicks Talk Show. I'm your host, Sharwick Reed, and we got an awesome show for you guys tonight. We got a special guest, a very special guest who's a good friend of not only myself, but of my family here in the DFW. And he's going places. He's doing great things. And I'm going to read off this card because I want you to know who this young man is. I'm super excited to have him in the building today. I'm glad he took time away from his busy schedule to come and sit with me here at the Live Wicks Talk Show. So today we are honored to sit down with a multi-talented creative whose work continues to make an impact across multiple platforms. From the written voice of blogging to the expressive world of television, film, and stage. He brings a unique perspective shaped by both artistry and authenticity. Originally from Tyler, Texas, he has carved his own path in the entertainment industry while staying grounded in his roots. Please join me in welcoming actor and content creator, Mr. Cory Espie.
Man,
How you doing, Mr.
Man, I'm
Cory?
good, man. Thank
Honor.
you for having me on, brother.
Honor and privilege to
Yeah.
have you on the show this evening, man.
It is a
And I
pleasure.
thank you for taking out the time I know your schedule is crazy. I see it. You
Yeah.
ain't got to say nothing about it. I see it. You're working, man. I'm
Oh.
super excited. Thank you for allowing Live Wicks to have you in the building
Oh
tonight.
man, I appreciate it, man. And sometimes, man, and I say this with all sincerity.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's about the relationships
Yes.
and showing up for people that show up for you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You've given me your support for a long time. Your
Yes.
family have. So sometimes when those calls come through, it's about showing up for those people who always
Definitely.
show up for you.
Definitely. That's reciprocated, man. Number love.
Yes, sir.
From the stage plays to just the gathering.
Yeah.
From the plates at rehearsal, sitting down at the table, you know, man. So
Man, can't forget those.
hey, you can't forget
That
those
make
days.
rehearsal go
Man.
good.
So I'm gonna jump right into it, man. I don't want to keep you long. I'm gonna jump right into it. Cory Espie,
Mhm.
stage, film, actor, storyteller, blogger,
Yeah.
and so much more. Growing up in Tyler, Texas, man. Let me back up just a little bit.
Right.
How is family, man?
Man, family's good, man. Adjusting. Life is happening, but we control what we can control. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And rest of it, man, we leave to God on it. You know,
Yes.
I've stopped trying to be a Superman. You
Right.
know, just be the man that I was
Just be the
created to
man.
be.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir. Just be the man. And a lot of times people don't understand just being yourself and being the man. Guess what happens? Positive outcomes, man.
Yeah.
Positive outcomes, man. And when you got support, it just brings about a whole lot of energy, man, in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those type of people, man. It's all about the gifts, man. Utilize
Wow.
those gifts.
Yes.
Continue to utilize those gifts, brother.
Most definitely.
Cory, growing up in Tyler, Texas, man, what early experiences spark your interest in storytelling and performing, man?
Well, man, to be honest, man, I was a class clown, man. You know what I'm saying?
Class clown.
Yeah, I was class clown. I was the shut up, sit down. Hey, not gonna keep, boy. Your mama told me I could punch you. So that was me, man. I even had a teacher one time tell me, look, if you just shut up, I'll give you the last 15 minutes.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what sparked me in understanding is because I started seeing people, they would listen. They would tune in. Like my peers, I'm saying like the same age as me, they like, you know what I mean? And so when I got into high school, man, it was one of those things where I would disturb the pep rallies. I did it for so long that the cheerleading coach was just finally added me to the pep rally. They got tired of me jumping on the floor and doing what I was doing. So that kind of pushed me into the thing of like, yo, I got something here.
You got something, yes, sir. And you know what? I've seen you in action, man. So when I say impromptu, it ain't even on the script. He just go into it, man. You kind of tripped me out when you did the splits on that. So I was like,
say,
hey, man,
because I love dancing.
Big
like,
dudes can't do that.
Yeah, man, because I love and I do it. People like, well, you too big to be doing all the dancing. I'm a Michael Jackson fan.
Man, I seen it. I know. So let me go to it, man. I know, boy. How did your journey from Texas to the entertainment industry shape the artist you are today, man? You know, with the dance and all that stuff, man. Tell us a little bit, man.
Well, it did a lot for me because it gave me sort of a place to go and escape from. Early in life, I was kind of diagnosed ADD. They wanted to put me on Ritalin. My mom was like, no, we just gonna keep him active. And so when I started playing sports and doing things in class, I kind of simmered down a bit because I had people that started to understand. And I'm thankful for certain teachers in my life, especially like Miss Irwin, Miss Pamela Irwin, and people like that who saw something in me and challenged me to be great, but allowed me to flourish in my abilities and gifts, right? And understanding that I was a hyper kid. I wasn't a bad kid. I was just hyper. I just need to be doing something. So when those things started happening, those people got around me, it started shaping me because they started helping me understand my identity and what I was doing, that if I took my energy and used it in the right way, that I could do some things in people's lives and change some things, right? And bring some laughter, right? And it would make me feel better.
Bring laughter and energy, man.
Yes,
that takes a lot, man. Me being from Cleveland, Texas, man, I don't know if they had the Ritalin around at that time, man, but I think I needed some of that stuff too, man. But you know, it's one of those things. I guess it's just a country part thing.
Yeah, and see, because they do that with a lot of us. If you go into most of the schools, and that's where a lot of psychologists talk about, especially in black schools, one of the first things they like to do is, as soon as we get a little hyper, they want to label us and put us on there because they end up getting funding from that stuff when they put those programs together and different things like that. So my mom was like, no, we're going to go a different route.
Man, that actually, what you just said, was there a moment when you knew acting and content creation was truly your calling? What you just gave those examples of that, man, was pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
What was the class like? Just growing up in the class, even being a class clown, man, and they've been receptive to the comedy. Even the teachers say they're gonna give you 15 minutes.
Yeah. And now it's amazing because some of those teachers who are still living are on my pages and following. They're like, you know, I'm proud of you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because all the stuff I used to get in trouble for, I now get paid to do it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So the outlet worked. And it was kind of other kids that were like me and people like me, just saying there's a space for you to be in where you don't always have to be demonized for being a hyper kid. And then, you know, technology's changed, medicine has changed. We're more educated on it. So we're doing different things with kids into instruction. And I try to help with a lot of that because I was one of those kids.
That's what's up, man. Now you told me you do a little bit blogging, right? Blogging gives the audience a different kind of window to look into your thoughts, right? What inspired you to start blogging, and were there what do you, I guess what I'm trying to say, what do you do most as enjoying exploring blogging? Yeah,
well, I'm a biography type of guy. I love looking at people's life stories. And so when I got into this and people started to recognize who I was, and then when I would go live, a lot of used to have this thing called Speak On It, where I would just talk about subjects and stuff. And then I would meet people in the streets and they was like, yo, thank you for that. Or I watched this and then, or I went and looked it up. So I was like, why don't I just take people, because I travel a lot now. I'm in a lot of things. Why not take people on that journey with me? And so I've been doing that now. And it's created more of a family environment because I feel so connected with people. And now I get inboxes of people sharing their stories. Some of the movies they connected with life. You know, when I was doing the fathers forever thing and stuff like that, just talking about fathers getting their kids and getting access to kids, some of the things that fathers do. Oh man, it just touched so many people. So I was like, yo, this is the way. And then I found out social media was paying for it. So I was like, this is a way to connect, give back, also be able to do it. And then as I do it, this will fund the process for me to be able to travel and get in connection with more people in different areas.
Wow. Biology, man.
Yeah.
You don't think about that. Does it still exist where people study people and all these different things, man? Which comes to this question, which says, how does your writing process compare to your preparation for on camera and stage role? When you think about biology, you take some of those experiences you've seen with people, some of those same things, and it helps you to prepare for other people's experiences and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot. Two things that I do in doing that is, so I always tell people, one of the best ways to, if you wanted to be with somebody, is to get to know them. That's how you get in a relationship. So it's hard to get in a relationship if you can't relate to people. And so sometimes when, especially getting into acting, you portray sometimes the people in situations that you may not be in. So a lot of times I'll either go to people that have been in that situation, and then once I do all my study, my research, then I'll go into the method part of it and become that. So around my house, I get really weird. Like when people talk about the creep, man, I was sitting around the house in the dark, scaring my wife, different things like that, standing in the hallway, standing over her, different things, you know what I mean? Just to get in the feeling of what this guy is like. What is he thinking like? You know what I mean? And then I would have to detox that to get that out of my system. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I would really do. So when I get ready to do it, I don't have to try to figure out what I need to do. I would just be it.
I was asking you earlier, how do you stay motivated? How do you know how to turn it on and turn it off, man? Now that's some weird stuff, man. You be at the house and your folks be looking at you like, man, your cornbread ain't done. What's happening, man? You know? So see, Corey, you just sitting in a dark room and got some headphones on, you just bobbing. Your wife, you turn on the light and see you just acting crazy. You look at it like that. That's some weird stuff.
And even how I just talk to her, like my voice will change. I'm like, what's up?
Boy, that's some weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
She got that 4-5 waiting on you get out of line.
Right. No, it took a while to adjust to it. It was like, yo, you got to stop that. But now it's like, okay, I know what he's doing.
That's some good energy, man. That's good energy.
Because I'm random. I'm random. Like, we just had a party this weekend, and it's like right in the middle of the party, I just went into a whole improv and started cussing everybody out.
Wow. And
then when everybody that caught it was like, oh, okay. And then the other actors started jumping in. I was like, yeah, that's what I do, you know.
Man, hey, I'm going like, man, what's wrong with you, man? You know,
you got Tourette's.
You know, when you're perfecting your craft, that's what happens. You know. Yeah. So when you're always constantly working, people say, well, when do you get a chance to work on this? You work on that. Well, you're working on it all the time. When you're walking and it's all about perfecting your craft, man.
It is.
So you've worked across television, film, and theater. How does each medium challenge you differently as an actor, Corey?
Got you. So television and theater are different because the one thing about doing TV is you get a chance to be in the moment, but there are cuts. There are things that they can do to cheat the moment. So you just have to really prepare yourself to be in those moments. Because one thing about film is we don't shoot the movie in the order that it's written in. We shoot it by location. So a lot of times you have to compartmentalize everything that's happening, because if we're shooting right here today, we're shooting. So we only come to this location once. We're shooting every scene in this location. So if me and you in the scene, there might be a scene where we're happy. There's a scene where our parents may die. There's a scene where the business blew up and we're doing good. So we have to really work on those moments and realize that whatever happens prior to this may be filmed 2 weeks later. So we have to, in our mind, build that bridge to come in and be able to do all those moments in day. But staging is different because once you out there, there's no cut and there's a instant live audience. In film, you wait, you shoot it, you wait and see how the people react. In stage, it's like you're there, there's no cut. If something goes wrong, you better fix it. If the energy's low, you better pick it up. And that's why I love it better, because I love to connect with people instantly and feel it. You know.
I asked you earlier, man. Is there a particular role or project that significantly influenced you in your growth as a performer? We talked about that earlier. I think you said you spoke on it a little bit. Can you tell the audience?
I would say for me, it'd be Creep, because Creep came at a time where I was kind of getting bored, and I was at a point of like, should I just do something different now? Because I didn't feel a challenge. I felt locked in. I felt stuck. I was dealing with depression on and off and those things. And I remember DeMarcus coming to me, and the last movie I'd done, he was like, yo, you good? Because that wasn't your best work. And I knew it too. And I was like, so I went live talking about it. Like, man, I just need something different. I need something. I want to play like a psycho or something so I can stretch myself. And I remember him calling me like either that day or the next day about my live. He was like, "You really want to do something like that?" I was like, "Yeah." So like a week later, he sent me the script and he was like, "Man, let's do this movie. It's called A Creep. We're gonna do it as a 3-part series." I was like, "Yeah." And once we done that movie and I got finished, I said, "This is it." This was a feeling I knew deep down inside. I was back.
Yeah.
And I was motivated. And I was at a point of understanding what it was now that I was striving for. Because the depression had me kind of trying to escape from something and I couldn't really focus.
Right.
But when I did Creep, I got back into therapy, did all that stuff. And then I really started to understand the landscape of what I was really doing. And I was like, okay, I know what this is now. And from there, it was just,
oh, wow. When you find that one,
yeah,
that boost,
yeah,
that's all it takes is just one.
yeah,
It brings you right back to where it was. Boom.
it is. And we've been running and gunning.
Woo.
We've been running and gunning.
Man, how do you approach bringing originality and depth to a character you play? You know, like let's talk about Creeps, because Creeps 2 is out now. So we want to make sure we're going to talk a little bit about that here in a minute about the film.
Yeah.
But when you're approaching bringing out authenticity of a character, the depth, how do you approach that?
Well, that was a few things. One thing that I understood is acting is one of the only businesses you can get caught lying in the beginning of what you're doing. Because if you don't give them the truth, nobody sells and buys the story that you're telling.
Okay.
Right? So in order to prepare that, then you have to go in and find the dimensions of the what, why, and where. What is this about? Why do I feel this way? And where am I going? What is the end goal of this? And then what I started to do is I practice one with my body language itself, no words, and then I use words. So that way when I'm transforming into these characters, then there's a level of your body and your dialogue telling a story. And a lot of it comes from the facial expression, the emotions of your body. Because when you're doing something like a dark trauma moment, they're filming it darker, so you have to be darker. So a lot of it is spent with your face and things doing stuff and looking at stuff. And sometimes you might not even say 3 words, but then that pan back and forth looking at you just does something when folks can look dead in your eyes and see something there.
So if it's an uncomfortable situation, you got to make it look uncomfortable. It's kind of like you're doing right now. Like,
yeah.
How do you feel? You got to put the air in your nose a little bit, huh? I can't do it. I'm gonna fly away with my big nose, man.
Yeah, it is, man. And it's just a thing to make. And I think that's one of the greatest things about what we can do with storytelling is we can put ourselves in a position that we know, again, normally may not be in, but give such a great performance by doing it that people start to hate the person you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of that.
And that's the response you want.
That is the response I want.
That's the response you want.
I know. I got a video right now that said 1.something million doing it because they thought me and the dude was really finna fight and we were doing scene study.
It's a scene study.
Scene study. Everybody came on and was like, oh, we've heard everything from racist comments to, man, why y'all always fighting and recording it? And then I said, nobody paid attention. At the end of it, one of the people in the class said, and scene.
Perfect.
Then when they realize, they go, man, y'all got us. Great performance.
Great. That's what you want, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Man, what's been one of your biggest lessons you've learned from the industry, man?
Oh, it was something that, we were talking about off air, is that I can't be Superman. I just need to be the man I was created to be. I am one person that feels like I can fix every problem and sometimes negate the problems that I have in my life. And that's one reason that sent me spiraling down into depression the way I did. It's because I tried to be there for every situation, everybody, everything, everyone, every moment, all that. I didn't know how to say no. I always felt like I could do it. I'd pick the car up, move the house, stop the building from falling, catch all the babies crying and falling off things. And then I would just be there to listen.
Wow.
And I would neglect self.
Neglect self.
And then self started falling apart. And I didn't know where to go to get that at first because I didn't know who to turn to because I had been the answer for everybody else.
Corey, I understand that. I definitely understand. And I feel like I'm at those moments sometimes.
Yeah.
And those are now moments. Those are now moments where everybody's trying to continuously withdraw from you and yet not deposit.
Yeah.
So I understand being, I'm not Superman. You're not Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yet they still say, well, you don't look like it. You don't, your outer appearance, but but inside.
Right.
Inside. So I understand, man. And
I had to be accountable for it though.
yeah,
I couldn't blame people around me because I put myself in position.
yeah,
Right. You know, if
yeah.
you got a cop uniform on, people can think you're police. If you wearing Batman uniform, they think you're Batman. What I was doing was placing myself in position. Hey, they were like, oh, what is it? Tell me about it. You know, sometimes people would try not to be the burden, but my Superman would kick in. I would pull out the glasses and open the cape up and go, I got it. Just tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it started draining me, I looked around. I realized, man, a lot of this is on you.
Yeah.
Because you brought this tension to yourself.
That's true, man. That is true, man. Which brings us to this, man. We're bringing that attention to ourselves, man. It's hard to stay motivated, man,
Yeah.
and creative. How do you stay motivated and creative in a competitive industry? You know, people don't think that this is a competitive industry, Cory.
Man,
So,
which is crazy.
how do you explain that? How do you stay motivated in an industry like this? Motivated and creative in a competitive industry?
Man, I will give that thanks now at a part of my life to Solid Foundation. And Solid Foundation is I started 3 years ago to kind of teaching actors stuff that I knew that was trying to work on character development. And this past year, man, when I say people have been signing up left and right, and it was one of the things where one day in the group chat, they was like, hey, what's our name? Because I just had intro to acting. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I ain't ever really thought about this because people usually would come, be here for a few weeks, go on what they get it. But these people were here 6 months later, a year later. And I was like, well, everybody know that I always use the word solid. I always say solid when you're talking to me. If I go okay or something like this, solid. So they was like, well, you always say solid. What if we call ourselves Solid Foundation? And then it's crazy because my slogan was no house was ever built from the roof down. It started on a solid foundation. I've always said that. So when they said that, I was like, okay. And then now it's went from, man, us putting this together, creating a machine, and you and I've been talking because we were trying to think of something, you know, of a year ago to work on. Yeah. And I was saying, like, man, I'm so caught up in everything else. But it was like, man, when these people came along and we created this thing, we start working on stuff, you know, our machine rolling. I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. I want to give back to everything, create this machine, and then we run it from within and resource it ourselves. And that's what's kept me motivated. Wow. Solid Foundation, man.
Solid Foundation. Yeah. Wow. Solid Foundation. I know y'all listening, man. If y'all not tuned in, you will be. You will be. Man, just sitting here live with Mr. Cory Espie. Now, Cory, does your upbringing continue to influence you, your value, or your work ethics today?
Yes.
Your upbringing.
It does, man. I'll credit to the people that had a hand in raising me. You know, my fathers, they would do their thing. I was blessed to have two incredible men in my life who were entrepreneurs. One owned the trash business that went around and picked up for the outside community of residents, and then my biological father, man, he owns a truck service business for diesel tractors and stuff like that, for tire service for them. And they taught me so much. When you talk about somebody not giving you the fish but teaching you how to fish, to do it, because I was able to make a living off hustling the legit way and raising my kids off of it. You know what I'm saying? And doing that because that's what they put in. Then my mom, man, she was so ambitious, and a lot of people always say, I remind her, you know, God rest her soul, of her, because my mom would be so outspoken, but she would be so creative, and she would do so much, and she garnered people's attention when she stepped in the room. Like, she didn't have to talk loud, but when she talked, people stopped and listened. Right. You know what I'm saying? My mama's funeral was 3 hours long, so that told me everything I need to know, which was too long. You know, sorry, Mom, but that was too long. But I've kept a lot of that with me, even through trouble. When I messed up and got in trouble, went to jail and all that stuff, I didn't depart from it. You know what I'm saying? I still remembered where I come from, and I utilize it now. Yeah, those values are instilled in me, man, because, you know, my father, he worked, my mother, she worked, man. That's all I knew coming up, man, you know. They're with the good Lord right now. So, you know, it's like, man, what they instill in you. Yeah. And we looking around at it. we see it. What they instill in you. Good job, Mom and Dad. Good job. That's right. You know what I mean? Glory, our praise. What do you hope audiences feel or take away when they encounter your work, Cory? That I'm a hard worker, and I work hard to perform, at the best level. You know what I mean? And when they leave from watching me, whether it's comedy, drama, whatever the case may be, I want them to feel connected to what I've done.
Mm.
And they either saying one or two things. Either I can do that,
Mm-hmm.
or that really made me think about some stuff in my life.
That hit home.
That hit home.
Mm.
So if they can take those two things, I am satisfied.
Man, I talk about that all the time, man. Letting your energy hit home with people. You know what I mean? Letting your energy hit home. Letting your work hit home with people.
Yes.
Letting your aura, I call it favor, hit home with people, man. Cory, I know we've been talking. I took some time from you. Are there any upcoming projects or creative ventures you're excited to share? I know you're excited to share what's happening now. So I want you to look right there at that camera and tell these people.
Well,
and share with them.
Camera, people. So don't shoot me, y'all, if I forget one of them, because there's been so many projects, man. But yeah, man, we have a lot of stuff coming down. We're actually getting ready to go back out on the road, go back to doing live shows, man. We get ready to take one back out called When the Tables Turn, coming next year. But man, like I said, man, I've done 13 movies in the last 10 months, and we have been rocking.
Wow.
So now we get ready to drop Get Back Up, which I'm really excited about this, because this has my son in it.
Get Back Up.
Sabaka, and you know, I got to share a great moment with my son, seeing him doing his thing. You know, he came to me and wanted to do his thing in there, and we really done it. So I got Ruthless Atonement, man. We got Biggest Beautiful coming. We get ready to start next week filming Crystals in the Hood, and Fifth Member, R&B. Everybody know I love to do music and stuff. So finally getting to do my Bobby Brown in this one. I'm Desperate. Ooh, the list goes on and on coming in 2026, man, with so many movies that are happening right now. And if I miss them, God, charge it to my head, not my heart, because I'm telling you, y'all know what it is. Oh yeah, and the Auction, man, I get ready to go back to New York to do a film called Auction, where I play this sex trafficker.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about the relationship I have up in New York, upstate right now. Rochester stand up, Buffalo stand up. Also, went to Buffalo, New York, Sasha Love and I, and did Forbidden Fruit. We redone the story of Adam and Eve in a modern form. Yeah, that's excuse me, but that's gonna be really creative for people to see. You know what I mean? The way we told this story.
Wow.
And it's called Forbidden Fruit. Shout out to my people in Buffalo, New York, man, that done that. But yeah, Forbidden Fruit, the story of Adam and Eve, that's coming out next year. And man, we had a really, really great time filming that. That was something different for me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Defamation, that is out now. Entanglement, that is rolling now, and 80-20. So those are sitting on a loop right now, along with Creep 2. So man, we just working, man. And then right now we're shooting a series for within my Solid Foundation organization, the Hidden Behind Closed Doors. And then we have other segments where my people are getting a chance to step in their lane and do it from the production side and in front of the camera.
Well, y'all seen it. Y'all heard it right here. What's next for Cory Espie?
Yes.
So if you didn't know, now you know. You know what I mean? So if you didn't know, now you know. So you've heard personally, as far as professionally, what's next for Mr. Cory Espie. Cory, we've come to the end of this theme, man. And I want to just say, Cory, thank you for sharing your journey, your insights, your creative passion with us today.
Appreciate it, man.
Your dedication to your craft on the page, on screen, and on stage continue to inspire. We appreciate your time and your realness you brought to the conversation.
Yeah.
And to our viewers, thank you for joining us. This has been the Live Wicks Talk Show. Cory, take a quick minute. People want to follow you. They can follow you. Let them know how they can follow you, all your handles and stuff like that. Great work, man. Look right into that camera right there, brother.
Hey, man, y'all can follow me everything Cory Espie, from TikTok, YouTube, to my Instagram, to Facebook. Everything is CORY ESPIE, Cory Espie. Sometimes it'll have a real number, but Cory Espie will take you to all those, man. And stay following me. I do respond to everything. We're doing everything. And I want to give a true special shout out to Miss Evelyn Jones-Reed, who was one of the founding people who come and found me in my little town of East Texas, man, and thought that it'd be a great idea to bring me here. And she just started something that has transcended to something phenomenal. And I'm forever grateful for her in my life. I call her my DFW mother. And she's adopted and taking me in and giving me my whippings when I needed them. but she's loved on me and supported me, and I truly thank you for that. And I thank you, man, for having this time and just allow me to come to the platform and talk about everything.
Definitely,
so I appreciate that, brother.
Anytime.
Yes, sir.
You know, we've always had our conversation. Anytime, man. If I could be a help, any way, shape, or form, man, I'm here for you. I believe in you.
Thank you.
That's real talk, and I don't say that lightly. I say it with love.
Respect. Yes, sir.
Well, the Creeps 2 is out, right?
Yes, it's out.
They need to go see that, man.
It's out, man.
The Creeps 2 is out,
Yeah.
man. So make sure y'all go check that out.
Please do, so we can push Creep 3 on through the door. That'll be up next.
Until then, we'll see you next time.